Hello, everyone, for I guess technically a recap of day one through four, I believe. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Yeah, one through four-ish, I guess. So, I realized I did not put out a recap of day two video, mainly because I messed up the video. I thought I recorded it, sold the build off, and up didn't record it. So I didn't really have the video supposed to go out about the toxic rain, about the Atlas progression, all that kind of stuff. So quick thing real fast, on day two, I fully finished the Atlas. It went a lot easier than I thought. I ended up only buying 2 maps out of all 115. So when I did the whole Atlas, the only maps I was missing to complete the 115 was it was Putrid and they were down here. Oh, Putrid and Twilight Temple were the only two I didn't get through Keurig or a drop or anything. So I bought those two. Everything else I got either as a drop or I got through Keurig. All the unique maps were Keurig, and pretty much a lot of the maps in general were just either bought through Keurig, Horizon orbed into them, stuff like that. So I took Harbinger early on, so I got a lot of Horizon orbs, so it was real easy to do. But it took me like, I think by the end of Saturday, I was missing 10 maps, and then I finished those 10s first thing on Sunday morning. So it was real easy to do. And then I pretty much ended up selling the build off because it completed my map version of League Start, which went a lot faster than it was supposed to. I did not expect the Saturday finish, especially doing heist on Friday, most of Friday. But I sold the build off because it didn't really perform to what I wanted to do while mapping, because I wanted to see things blow up, and it was very slow at doing that, slow at clearing tier 16s. So I sold the build off for a lot more than what I bought it for, and I converted that build into EK Ignite Elementalist. Just as a heads up, yes, this build is very expensive, and I keep forgetting to turn my resolution down so I don't lag this video when I do the gameplay video. Keep change, save. Okay, so when I do the gameplay video, it shouldn't lag too much. But pretty much I converted the build into this because I wanted to build that made, you know, big pops, and that's what this build does. Expedition, I let them all come out. I go in there, hit them, everything blows up. That's what I wanted to see, especially on League Start. So this build is very, very expensive because MBX is playing this build, since he's the one who pretty much put the max roll guide out, explained how to play the build, and a lot of people are playing because of that. So if you are going to play this build, be very careful. The prices of items are very, very expensive. Like the ring alone is, you know, like 5 to 6 divines. I bought mine for like 3.9, I think. You know, like a lot of the items are up there in price, so be very careful. Like Gloomfang completely died in price at least, but a lot of the items are very expensive. So if you're gonna play it, just be on a very heads up about this on the advance. I knew going into I had like 10 divines, so, and I've been upgrading this all day because today alone I probably made around 15, 20 divines. So the upgrades on path was very easy today. But I'm not gonna go into like how the build works. It's all about all about converting, you know, your damage into cold and fire, blah blah blah. It's, you know, making big explosions. It does all that kind of stuff. If you want to learn how the build fully works, just go check out MBX's guide on max roll or his videos. It explains a lot better. It's very time consuming to go into the build how it works, so I'm gonna skip all that. And the point, the build right now is only level 90. It is rough to level up with this build. You are very squishy. You will die a lot. You're playing a 6 portal build, so leveling up is pretty much, I've been using what you want to call it. I've been using Delph to level up because I just want to do T16s only. But pretty much the gear, I'm about to convert my build anyway into, I was saying, from the mid-budget version into more expensive now with cluster jewels, timeless jewels, you know, and power and enlighten. It's going to be going that route now. I just made the, I'm waiting for like 5 more chaos, I believe, right now I'm waiting on. Yeah, I need like 5 more chaos to get my last to buy the enlighten, because they're like 1.9 right now, and I'm at like almost 1.9. But yeah, like, I'm about to convert my build into like the timeless jewels, clusters, a helmet with the actual lab enchant on it. So then I can start going to that route, which should increase my damage by a massive amount, and also survivability, which is my biggest problem right now. So, and also I have like, I think from the build right now, I have like one awakening gem I need to buy and one alternate quality gem, which I'll probably have tomorrow because I'm gonna lose all Tuesday because I have a lot of stuff to do. So I'm only gonna play for a couple hours anyway. But my flasks still are, you know, there's no life flask on there, which needs to be, but it works. So obliteration wand, I've been using this since I got the maps. Once I got the maps, I switched to EK and had no problem. Wave of Conviction while leveling was the smoothest leveling I've ever seen. You just blow up everything in one hit, everything dies. I was using, pretty much while I was going through the campaign, my gear was absolute trash. I was using leveling weapon, leveling shield, and a tabula. I pretty much used those 3 items. Tabulas are gone, but I was using those 3 items to pretty much go through the whole campaign, and I went through it no problem. I had, and a gold rim actually too. So my gear was absolute trash and it wrecked everything, no problem. So pretty much obliteration wand with a divergent malevolence, herald of ash, which is going to be upgraded soon, and anonymous discipline. The helmet, pretty much this was when I got to when I made my conversion at maps, when I bought all new gear just to get res capped, which now I am like way over capped on res. So this is probably one of the things I want to fix with the build. You know, I'm gonna probably, the gloves will stay, but the boots, the belt is just a placeholder anyway until Headhunter and Mageblood come in. But mainly the boots, shield for sure, and the helmet are gonna get replaced anyway. And the ring needs to get recrafted eventually. But the helm for sure is gonna be replaced with Lab Enchant, which doesn't have anything on it, which I don't need the helmet anyway with resistance. So it works out pretty well. But the helm is pretty much right now it's Arcanus brand with your Divergent Combustion, Hydro Spear for bossing pretty much, and Flame Surge. Pretty much you only use this for bossing or hard enemies to kill. Gloomfame, you need this if you want to do obviously AT4 red maps well, because it's how you pretty much do your bossing. With the Ash, Frost, and Storm is your cheap anointment. Charisma is your expensive one, which I'm gonna be switching into. But pretty much Gloomfame just makes it so when you it's not gonna show in here, I don't think, no. But it casts your pretty much the Hydro Spear, and that gives you your chain on Hydro Spear, which does a lot of your damage. It's pretty much the short version of it. Chest piece is Skin of the Loyal. This is very expensive. It's like 4 to 6 divines for a chest piece for a 3 red, 2 green, 1 blue. If you want to go cheaper, go for Skin of the Lords, the purple one. Make sure you have your colors on it, and it gets anointment too. Just get one that works for your build. But it's pretty much a burning damage support, unbound elements, empower. If you don't have empower, you can use cruelty. It's a little bit less damage, but it's about the same amount. It's like a little bit less, but cruelty is definitely a good placeholder for until empower. Anonymous Cold and Fire, Swift Affliction, and Anonymous Internal Knives, EK. If you don't want to use Internal, regular works just as well. If you're doing the purple chest, you're going to probably want to go regular. This is Anonymous is just fun because it gives you 2 additional projectiles. That's all it does. Shield, this is absolute garbage. It's really just life resistance. I bought this when I got the maps and haven't changed it since. I probably won't. I might change this when I do redo my gear into the pilot tomorrow. I'll probably just buy a different shield with more life on it or something, and resistance or stats, whatever I need. But right now it's just a Cast on Death portal setup with a determination. Boots, life, resistance, movement speed. And it's pretty much a Vitality, Molten Shell, Flame Dash, and Herald of Purity. Belt. This is the belt from my Toxic Rain character. It's just life and triple resistance. The jewel in the middle is pretty much just a life. That's pretty much all it does, because you don't do self attacks because it's a spell. So it's just life. That's pretty much it. I'm too lazy to switch it, so I just kept it. Gloves. If you don't, if you're on a budget, you don't need gloves like this. You can use. I don't know if we have any left in here. Oh, yeah, 7 leagues. No, that's not 7 leagues. Oh, so we don't have any in here. So they are the shit. What are they called? So I forgot the name of it. Top of my head. Let me see. I think I have it over here. In this monitor. Oh, the Himsaro gloves. They are the ones you're gonna want to use to start with. They convert 100% fizz to cold, I believe they are. Yeah, 100% fizz to cold. They work very well. I used those all the way until I got these gloves from pretty much from level 9 to when I bought these. I was using them. No problem whatsoever. They're very good to use. If you're going to upgrade from those gloves, you want to get something like this with the what you want to call it, the Syndicate fizz damage convert to cold. And then, so once you get that, you can drop Wave of Conviction. So I had Wave of Conviction here instead of Combustion to apply your exposure. But then once you get these, your gloves will give you the exposure, so you don't need that anymore. And then I got lucky on my last roll. I also got the Ignite spread, so I don't need the Fan to Flame right now on the Cluster Jewel, because this is pretty much what it does. Eventually that will go to Drop Multi. But the gloves are just really nice because I bought these for 30 chaos as a snipe. But it's pretty much double res, or it can be triple res also, with life on it, chaos res. Very good gloves overall. But it's pretty much your increased duration, haste, hatred, and divine blessing. Because with the build right now at this current version, without the enlighten, you don't run malevolence because you don't have the mana for it at all. And also you don't have the Watcher's Eye either for it, so it doesn't really matter too much. But pretty much, yeah, so pretty much your divine blessing is for your haste and your hatred. Bossing is hatred, mapping is haste. At the current version of how low my damage is, I just use hatred the whole time. Very easy. Flask, it's pretty much Taste of Hate, Aziri's Promise, a Granite Flask just for more armor, a Silver Flask for Onslaught and reduced curse effects, and which can probably get replaced anyway, and a Quicksilver Flask for movement speed. I probably need to get rid of this one and make this Corrupted Blood. Corrupted Blood type, or not Corrupted Blood, Bleed immune. Because when Bleed hits on you, you're dead instantly. It's a very interesting playstyle. I most likely will probably switch it back to the Corrupted Blood. Or I might just use the Life Flask one I have in here somewhere. Shit. This one. I'll probably switch back to the Seethering with blood immunity. It works. One button press, not bad at all. I probably will switch back later. Oh yeah, rings. So rings, Parallax when you can use this. If you don't have this ring, you can do the lazy version and just run a mark of submission with your flammability on here just before you get your curse, before you get another ring that has your flammability on hit. Polaric is the best in slot if you can get afford it. They are expensive, so just be careful. Like I said earlier, it just helps because it adds a lot of damage and it gives you a nice resistance. This ring's also expensive. If you can't afford it, you don't need to worry about it. I don't think I can search for it. No, I can't because it's new. So this ring's like 4 to 5 divines when I bought it, but it pretty much just opens up so you can get rid of the curse of a submission. Which also, if you don't want to do that too, you can just get an unset ring and put your flammability in there and just cast it yourself. It's just lazier to do it this way. And overall, in the long term, I would need a ring anyway with it on, so it's just preparation for that. Or if you don't want to go that, you just get the Temple mod, or the Delve mod too with it on there. Or I think Drox has it too, so it works either way. Tree, it's lab 1, 2, 3, 4, straightforward. So this is pretty much the end of, I would say, no cluster tree on my version. It's pretty much, here, life, strength and dex, what I'm hoping to drop when I make some changes. Fire damage. If you're leveling, you have your cold damage here too. This build does run 3 Grand Spectrums for Elements Immunity because it makes the build feel a lot better if you don't want to hear Purity of Elements. This is also just a cheat version to get around it before you go with the boots and all that stuff. MOM is probably the biggest struggle of this build, which I know a lot of people complain about, because when you get hit with a dot and MOM is there, You're running in circles waiting for your ES to recharge so you can cast items again. It sucks. Definitely a change I'm hoping to make in the future, but for now it's there. Pretty much just corrupted blood immunity because I haven't gotten it somewhere yet on the jewel. So it's just a placeholder for now with some chaos res. Elemental overload for more damage. Attributes. I don't think I can refund them yet. Yeah. So I still need both of them on there. More damage over time. Life. Fire damage, cold damage for your conversions. And when you have those gloves, you also need the conversion for fizz to fire and cold on these two. Another grand spectrum. The hero cluster for more damage. More mana herald reservation. Your Wicked Ward and Eldritch Battery to convert your ES so you can actually cast items. But more fire damage, mana reservation, discipline reservation, more strength and ES. And over here gives you some leech for now, which is nice. And more damage. Same thing on this side. Damage, mana reservation, life. More armor and ES. Another jewel slot, life, more damage, and some resistance, which I don't need this anymore, so I can technically take this point away and do something else with this. I probably will once I make some switches, which right now I don't want to touch anything until I get the POE out for this, and I'll convert everything. But let me run a map real quick. We'll do a T16 strand. Make it easier to leave all that. But the build's very easy to play. It doesn't take much work at all. It's pretty much just watch things blow up and run. This way. But yeah, you can see that it goes, the damage is getting there. It's not, survivability right now is probably my biggest problem with the build, but I know that will come over time when I start making more upgrades for more damage. Because right now I've killed the Conqueror, Shaper, and Elder mini bosses with the Guardians. It was a little bit of a struggle, but it's very doable. I don't want to go for Shaper, Cyrus, Maven, all those yet until I can make more upgrades. Because I plan on finishing the upgrade part of this build. There it is. Probably by tomorrow or Wednesday, I'm hoping at the earliest. Like, that's pretty much just getting the last cluster jewels that I need. So, like, I need 1 more large and 3 mediums. Oop, can't be. Nope. Because then once I get those, I need a couple more items. And then I'm going to start saving all my currency to get a Headhunter. And then I'm going to use the Headhunter to farm up for the Mage Blood. Because I want to try Mage Blood this league since I usually never play with Mage Blood. But I'm going to use Headhunter to pretty much build up currency for Mage Blood. Because once I get Headhunter, I'm going to leave the Expedition farming that I'm doing now. And I'm going to switch over to Legion farming. With Headhunters, I already know how that works out very well. Probably on Promenade again like I did last league. And then I'll use the currency from that to go for the Mage Blood. But pretty much what I plan on doing for videos for the rest of this week until I go back to work next week, because my playtime will slow down a massive amount, is I plan on pretty much just doing like maybe update like every couple days on like how the progression's going, how much currency we make, how what we're doing to make currency, upgrades to the build, you know, all that kind of stuff. We'll probably be more like what kind of strategy we're using, if we're still doing logbooks, if we changed it up at all. So we'll pretty much do stuff like that. Or Expedition, not logbooks. But yeah, I can see through mapping you really don't need to use the the hatred and stuff, because you should have enough damage to kill everything automatically. Let's do what the main part of this is. Pretty much we're looking for logbooks, so I've been doing with this. If it's Tutor and Danik, I care more. If it's not them, I just hope to find a logbook. And then pretty much my Atlas tree is all the Strongbox nodes. We're dead. Yep. So pretty much my Atlas is all the Strongbox, all the Expedition, The shrine nodes, well, just those three and these three, just for more monsters. And the Harbinger nodes. Those are pretty much the only things I expect into. Shrine up here. I have the Eldritch stuff here, Eater stuff there, and right here. You know, Dan and Tujin. Full Expedition, just because we're not... and Stream of Conscious. So, Stream of Conscious makes it, this league especially, if you take all the nodes, you see Expedition, I would say 8 out of 10 maps. It's pretty crazy now. And I'm also using all the more higher tier maps right now, just because I need more map sustain, because I just still working on that. Once I get that, I'll start dropping those, but for now I need to keep it. And if I'm blocking everything except for Delirium, Expedition, and Legion, I'm gonna block Legion soon. I just need to get more points, because right now I'm only at 126, because I haven't done any of the Maven Invitations yet. That's all the last 5 points I'm missing. But yeah, the pops are really nice. Like, once the ignite starts spreading, it takes down everything really quick. You do have to be careful though, because the build you will die. It does suck leveling once you get up there in levels. I've been stuck in the high 88, which took me a long time to get out of, and I'm stuck right now in level 90. Because this build definitely wants more levels. Oh shit, we're blood. More levels you have, the better the build's gonna feel. And this is the problem with MLM I keep talking about. You know, poison, corrupted blood, burning. That's this way. You end up with that problem where you had no damage. That's something I do want to solve with the build, hopefully. But yeah, like, I would say burning, corrupted blood, poison are probably your biggest enemies with MOM. And we're stuck here again because we did this problem again. But yeah, we cast our Arcanus brand and start in the Hydrosphere, and usually everything will die pretty quick. Mainly it's the poison stuff that kills you. Also, Expedition is something I don't know if it's good to run with an MOM type build, because Expedition hits hard when it hits. Also, I need to get some like life on kill stuff going. Oh yeah, and like map mods, I would say avoid is elemental reflect. Monsters have a high chance of avoiding elements. Does not make this build fun to play. You don't need to avoid this, but I always like avoiding no regen, because it does save a lot of time. Because you can do no regen, it's just very, very annoying. Especially because you have to rely heavily on your hits. But and you have to take probably flasks and stuff, so I would recommend not doing it. It's just easier to skip those two, don't worry about it. If you're doing Expedition to build, same thing. Avoid fire immunity and avoid monsters, ignore something. But yeah, I put our candy spray on it, hit the spear, and the boss should be dead any second. It's dead. But yeah, the map showcase, it works. The build's getting there. It's got a little bit more improvement to go, but that's why I plan on making upgrades to this. Like when I get the Malevolence on the build, it should help a lot. Recraft the ring should help. You know, like there's a lot of upgrades needed for the build. I just haven't gotten around to doing it yet, because I'm still trying to work on buying the base before I can finally stop upgrading this for about a week or two, and then just hold on to currency like I want to. But just want a quick video about what's been up for the last, I guess, couple days. I forgot to put a video out yesterday or 2 days ago. Yesterday, I think. And then yesterday I was just leveling this build up, so there's no point in making a video about it. But if you like the video, subscribe down below. Come on Twitch. Sorry about the toxic rain stuff. If you were following that, I just had to mess with that, and then it was just better to dump the build since the bow is so expensive to craft, and the gear for that thing cost a lot just because one streamer played it and everyone wanted to copy it to farm some macrums, so everything for that build skyrocketed because of that. And the build just didn't perform that well the way I wanted it to. This is performing sort of what I was hoping for out of the first build, but I'm having fun. That's what it's all about, really. And I'm curious to see how the changes work for this build when we start making those, to see how the damage goes. Because hopefully the build spy is better, which is what I need. But hope you liked the video. Hope to see everyone on the next one. Goodbye, everyone.